Today I'm going to find out just how good an off-road hoverboard is. Now Gotrax calls the E3 the futuristic model, and based on the other 8 that they sell, I would have to agree. It does look pretty slick. One of the biggest changes that they added is the 2 carrying handles, which is pretty nice because this does weigh 22 pounds. They've also added a bunch of LEDs. You got some over the top of the wheels, on the side, and in the front. Now they've upgraded the E3 from the E2 with a bigger motor, a longer range, a faster speed, and a shorter recharge time, which I'll go into more detail later. The E3 is usually $250, but it is on sale for $230.
I've spent the last week riding about an hour a day to prepare for the review, and I will say I'm not that good, but I've gotten better. I've noticed the learning curve is short. Bumps that used to throw me off don't seem to anymore.
One thing that really helped with me staying on the board was their internal gyro, which automatically balances the board as soon as you turn it on. Now you can turn this feature off if you don't like it. Now the E3, like the E2, has a built-in Bluetooth speaker. It's actually a pretty good sound.
One feature I'm not a fan of is the constant beeping when you hit the top speed of 8.1 miles per hour.
The ride is pretty bumpy, especially on the sidewalk or a paved, kind of rocky road, and that's the result of the 8.5-inch rubber tires. I like the size of the tires because you're off the ground a bit, which is nice, but there's like zero give when you hit any sort of bump or rock. The E3 has a range of 5 miles depending on rider weight, which shouldn't exceed 220 pounds, and it takes 2 to 3 hours to recharge.
Now the Hoverfly E3 comes with a 500-watt motor and 36-volt battery. So let's see what type of terrain I'm able to go through.
I was doing good until I hit this thing. So we did better than I thought, through some small gravel. Now an off-road hoverboard has got to be able to go on grass. It's a little bumpy, but it's going over it. This is where the your skills come into play. The grass is also getting a little thicker here, so it's a little bit trickier to ride on it. Okay, next thing I want to test is this trail next to the canal. A lot of ATVs drive over it, so it is uneven, a few rocks, so let's see what happens. Now this is the most gnarly terrain I've tried yet. This reminds me of man challenges with my brother. For years, we would get together and just create like obstacles or hard things to do in his backyard or at parks. Riding the E3 on this type of terrain is like a constant man challenge. Okay, so the biggest thing I can tell you about the off-road-ness, you gotta have momentum. If you stop, it's pretty difficult to try to get up and go. Any thoughts, pups? I am impressed with the quality of it. I was going full speed about 5 times and crashed, and that hoverboard just took off tumbling, and it still works just fine. Now Gotrax classifies this as an off-road hoverboard. I'm not sure I'm on board with that. If they added another 300 watts to the motor, maybe put some air-filled tires and some internal shocks, it would be more of an off-road hoverboard. But this only cost $230. For what it did, for that price, I'm pretty impressed with.
Now guys, if you do want to pick this up, I've got the link in the description. I've also partnered with a company called Lustry, who has created a free tool that compares other brands. So if you want more info before you buy, you should definitely check it out. If you also want their recommendations or product analysis right where you shop, like on Amazon or Google, install their extension. The link is in the description. So thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, and enjoy your day.